Welcome to the channel, everyone. I'm Skratch. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video. When you thought that you had enough of the summoning events, I'm here to announce more, guys. We're gonna have so many 15x progressive chance events that you're gonna get lost in here, okay? We're gonna have them for like 4 or 5 days, each day different ones. I'm gonna walk you through all the champions that we have during these events, guys. Just let me tell you one thing. I am still not opening my shards, and it's not because I'm up against the events or anything like that. They're just not giving me the champion that I want, so here I am. We're stacking more voids. Maybe by Valentine's we are going to get a 15x Yumeko. And I know the main question that we will have in today's video will be like, where is Marichka? Where is Taraswell? We're gonna talk about it a bit at the end of the video, but let's crack on it because we have quite a few champions, and I'm just briefly gonna talk about the champions, guys. This Friday, December 29th, they're planning to launch Progressive Chance event, giving you at least a 15x chance to summon the champions of your choice from the selected pool from Ancient and Void shards. You're not gonna get Primals. You're not gonna get Sacreds in here. So that's kind of like the whole catch. We do have 2x on Primals. We have 2x on Sacreds. So do not expect to get anything from those shards. The only shards involved in these events, guys, are the Ancients and the Void shards. That's it. Nothing else, okay? So keep that in mind. So this Friday, we're gonna start with Theodore. He's one of the champions that we have on the list. Amazing all around for the dragon. Amazing for the spider. He detonates the HP burn and poisons. He puts poisons, decrease speed. Overall, one of the best PvE champions when we're not talking about enemy max HP. So Theodore definitely a pretty solid one. Then we're gonna have Calvalax, still one of the champions that I'm missing. And honestly, I'm not really planning to try on it. I feel like Calvalax was amazing for quite a while. Then he dropped his value like by a lot. He's still useful. He's still definitely pretty strong for some particular content, but I feel like his value went down quite a bit with the addition of the hard mode dungeons. He has this unique passive that puts a lot of poisons. He has an enemy max HP skill, which doesn't really do a lot of damage. Speed aura for all battles, which is nice. Overall, he's still a nice champion. I would still love to get him, don't get me wrong. But today I just YOLO'd 3 Ancient Shards, I think, 3 or 4 Ancient Shards. And I got a Draco Morph out of them, so I'm far off from the Mercy. I'm not even planning to try it, okay? Let me just put it out there. Then, the Void Legendary Champion that we will have on this 15x Progressive Chance, guys, is going to be Supreme Kale. Now, overall, he's a great progression champion. He's losing quite a bit of value in the endgame, considering that the new content was added to the game. And it's not something that it gives him a massive value surge because he doesn't have like 2 million resistance and 5 million accuracy, the boss. So Supreme Kale is not really going to be very useful in the fight against the new content, you know. So overall, I still think he's great for a progressive champion, but not something that I would open shards for. That's my opinion. I know a lot of you guys will say something different. Then, of course, we have some amazing epic champions. Honestly, they're really solid. Anax, the best epic damage dealer for clan boss in the entire game, and overall, he's a pretty strong one. Then we are going to have Venomage, very powerful for the current rotation on this boss in the Curse City because of the heal reduction. Good for clan boss, good for a lot of content. The Nether Spider, even for the dragon. And we are going to have as well Eurogrim. Eurogrim as well is a pretty nice character. Speed aura, poisons, healing, a bit of a cleanse. Not a bad character to have as well. So if you're lacking Eurogrim and you might need him for the secret rooms or for whatever content, keep that in mind. Then Saturday, December 30th, guys, we will have a much better summoning event, in my opinion. It's a bit more towards meta champions, more or less. So let's start with Herndig. He was a pass fusion. A lot of people flamed this champion for being trash when he was a fusion. Funny enough. And so many people didn't do it because of it. But I've told you, he's an awesome champion. And probably by now, a lot of people learn how awesome he is. So he has this unique A1, but if he kills somebody, he resets the cooldown of the A3, if I'm not mistaken. Which, again, it becomes a single target, then AoE, fully depletes Star Meter, weaken, HP burn, tons of damage, decrease defense, decrease accuracy, attack aura in arena battles. A pretty nice passive. Such a beast of a champion. I'm loving my Herndig against the Dark Fae, for example. Then the next champion is Tranda Guild Mallet. I would love 2 more Trandas to make mine +4. But hey, I'm not planning to open shards because eventually they will change this champion. They will nerf the team or they will do something, and it's just gonna be in vain in my opinion. Yes, she's very strong for the Hydra. She's more powerful than any other character. Very strong for arena. She can be used for the spider, for the HP burn. Good as a crowd control. Very good damage dealer. But for arena, in the high-end arena, she lost a lot of value because she doesn't ignore defense. So I feel like she was meta in there for quite a while, and fair play, you know. But Tranda is on the list, guys. Then we're gonna have Acrizia as a Void Legendary. Amazing enemy max HP champion. All the skills are enemy max HP. You have an AoE, you have single target. The passive is pretty interesting. You will use this champion mainly against the Hydra. She is the Hydra queen in terms of raw DPS, and I'm talking about damage per second because no one else will deal more damage per second than her with all the skills. You know, yes, Taras is very powerful too, but I feel like her having all these available skills and not needing Savage is wow, you know. So she's an awesome Void Legendary. Then we're going to have Cornelia, guys. Cornelia, she lost a lot of value since the nerf of the Frenzy set, but overall she can sleep enemies, she can put sleep and heal on your team, or speed aura for all battles. Not a bad epic champion, you know. She was much better before the nerf of the Frenzy set. Then we have Runekeeper Death Dark, increase attack, increase Termiter cleanse, healing, leech on the A1, attack aura for all battles. Solid epic champion, and he will be very useful in the Curse City. Then we have Grizzled Jarl. He lost a lot of value, but again, he will be very useful for the City of Sintranos. You have block debuffs, increased defense, heal reduction, decrease attack. So pretty decent epic champion. Then on Sunday, December 31st, another progressive event, guys, and we're going to start with demon spawns this time around, and we have Candraphone. Candraphone is still one of the hardest hitting characters in the game when we're talking about the basic skill. Very powerful. AoE. He has a nice skill that buffs increase attack, perfect veil, increase speed, increase crit damage. He has the passive that gives him damage reduction and extra damage while he's under a perfect veil. Turn meter. Overall, he's very solid. He dropped a lot in the meta, even for live arena, but he's very useful. Attack aura for arena. He hits hard, man. He hits hard. So yeah, I wouldn't complain about getting 2-3 more Candraphones to make mine to +4. Then we have Haprak. Haprak as well is very nice. The only problem with Haprak is the condition of the A2 and A1. That's why I'm not a big fan of him. But he can be an awesome troll character in a stone skin set against other people in arena, you know. And the A1 places an extra hit if the attack is critical. The A2, if the enemies are under 50% HP, he will place another hit. He buffs and deals tons and tons of damage, you know. And if an ally dies in your team, he's gonna proc the Scorch, you know. The Scorn, sorry, not the Scorch. And that will deal a lot of damage, you know. You can troll enemies like this in arena. Then, funny enough, we don't have another demon spawn in there. We actually have Skinwalkers and we have Leorius as the Void Legendary. Very solid character for live arena, just generally for arena, and he can be used in a lot of places, man. Like useful for clan boss. He brings defense down and weaken lots of damage. Useful for Hydra as well on the lower tiers. Skull Crown on steroids with the passive, you know. Crit rate aura for all battles. Definitely a solid one. I would definitely love another Leorius. That would make mine to +4, and it would be a game-changing thing to have such a boost in stats from a +4, you know, +3 to +4. Very close. Then talking about epic champions, this is a weird one because I thought that maybe they're kind of like going in teams. We do have Royal Guard from the High Elves. Still one of the best enemy max HP epic champions in the game. Not like they're that many, but you have the takedown, decrease speed, defense down, turn meter manipulation, attack aura for dungeons 35%. Then we have Whisper from the Night Revenants. She's a very nice champion, and her value went up quite a bit with all these restrictions on all of the new bosses, and the enemy max HP capped from 10% to 5% now, and she will deal a lot of damage. It's mainly the passive that allows her to deal extra damage against bosses, extra turns, overall, such a good damage dealer as a raw damage dealer. Long time ago when I used to make videos on her, people, they used to tell me that every champion in good gear will deal good damage. But all of a sudden now, Whisper, she's awesome, people love Whisper now. It's mainly because of the caps on the enemy max HP though. Then we have Tylesia, Hex champion, and increases the duration of all enemies by one, debuffs on all enemies by 1 turn, defense down. So not too bad as a champion. She can deal decent damage, useful for faction wars for defense down, useful for Hydra if you don't have better characters. And then we have another one on Monday, January 1st, guys. I feel like I'm going for a long time in here. Starting with the very first legendary champion, and is Korogar. One of the best ally protection champions in the game. Has a nice passive that buffs a bit the stats on the team. Ally protection, strengthen on the team, fills the thermometer, cleanse, the A1, just a single hit. But Korogar is one of the best ally protection champions in the game. Then we're going to go to Truat from the Dark Elves. A pretty good healer. It's kind of like balancing the HP of all allies. And I would say an interesting character, but she is not that powerful all around, honestly. I have him for quite a while. I haven't used him. And I thought that with the addition of the City of Sintranos, he will be useful against the boss maybe, or against some content. But the cooldown of the skill kind of like messes up the whole mojo for the new boss especially, So that's kind of like one thing to keep in mind. Then the Void Legendary, guys, is going to be Baletar. Interesting reviver. Not a bad champion, that's for sure. Increase attack, increase defense, heal, revives all that allies with thermometer and shield. The passive, interesting too. I feel like he's a decent Void Legendary champion, a decent support champion, and yeah, it's definitely not a bad one. I wouldn't personally open Voids for him. I'll be honest with you. As much as I love the design and stuff, I wouldn't open my Voids for this Void Legendary. But I know a lot of people will like him, and overall, he's not a bad one. I'm just not a fan of champions that won't really do much on my account. That's why I'm not opening shards for them. Then we will have Vogot as the epic champion, guys, and he's just super solid. The passives, which give more healing when he's getting damaged, keeping your team alive, provoke. The A1 with the chance of increasing the duration of a random debuff. Then you have Maneater, guys, as the Void one. I feel like a lot of people will go for this, so make sure you guys are keeping this in mind. Maneater as the Void epic champion on the 15x progressive chance with 1 slot, okay? This is probably one of the best chances to get Maneater outside of the guaranteed event that we had for him a few months ago. And we will have one more character in there, and that is Priest Orn. I feel like he is from this faction, yeah? Misilius Priest Orn. Poison sensitivity, activates poisons. Decent epic champion as well. So this is everything for the 15x progressive chances, guys. I can't even remember, 4 or 5 days. They're going on for quite a bit. A lot of different champions. And they're only from Ancient and Void shards. I repeat that again. Not from Sacreds, not from Primals. So I wouldn't open necessarily these shards during the event. But we do have a guaranteed at the same time, which might change the people's opinion. The New Year Deck of Fate event, which is a guaranteed just with fragments. It just is a different form of a guaranteed event. But that was all for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Are you tempted by any of these champions? Appreciate every single one of you guys watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.